Banter episode 42. You're here with the Oreo Fantasy Football once again, giving you a dunking into the hot mug of all things FPL for maybe the last time ever. So, without further ado, the good that men do is often interred with their bones, but the evil that men do lives on in the form of low audience figures. So, can I play the madness? Well, you can for one last time this season as we kickstart the episode. You're here with me, the man on the edge with a points total to resemble the number of the beast. Luckily, I've not run to the hills at any point this season, but it's been fucking tempting. Liam. And tonight I'm sat between the angel and the gambler when it comes to FPL stylings. Starting with the man on my right. He's not only so late, he arrives at 2 minutes to midnight, but we wouldn't record at that time due to a bit of a fear of the dark. Hallowed be thy name, it's Tarek.
Hello!
And on my left, the man who let his team go running free for half the season, but took over their management once again to prove that he is a trooper. The Wicker Man, known as Riz.
Hello.
So, once again, bring your daughter to the slaughter and be quick or be dead to catch this final episode before we disappear forever. Boys, what is Guaning?
What rude boy?
Name the band from the titles?
I know it. Don't tell me, because I know Run to the Hills, I know Trooper. I know the one about the daughter. Is it Megadeth?
No.
Marillion?
No, Marillion? No.
No.
British, galloping music, zombie mascot.
No, you're going to help me.
Iron Maiden.
Good lad.
Iron
Good
Maiden.
shout.
I'm just bad with names. I knew it was
Excellent.
one of those. Yeah, Iron Maiden. Great choice, good tracks.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Favourite
choice.
band, I thought,
Yeah, is it? Iron Maiden. Yeah. I like Trooper. I really like Trooper. Yeah.
Crunching stuff. I'll get you educated, Riz, don't worry.
I'm getting there.
Be speeding home.
I'm learning.
This we may have to do.
I'm just in kind of, what can I say? I'm just looking at Tarek and his Liverpool top. One last final show. And
One last
Did you
hurrah.
really think?
Yeah, in case you're wondering, this is the last ever full-time banter show. Yeah? Yeah?
Shitbags not watching.
Yeah. Apart from the ones that are.
Yeah, thank you, yeah.
So yeah, final show of the season. We've got the FPL section coming up as usual. We're going to review 38, the final week, talk about how our seasons went, a little look ahead to the next season maybe, and then we'll do a quick little show about football as well, our top 6 review of our predictions, which to be honest completely forgot to have a look at the mid-season predictions, so we'll do that in between. Yeah, I know what the ones at the beginning were. Not the ones that we changed in the middle. But anyway, let's take it away for one last time with the full-time banter top 10.
Jesus, that didn't get picked on the microphone. I fucking loved it. Okay, a lot of change around in the top 10 this week for the final time. At number 10 down this week, Wenger in Ben Seater, been royally unseated from his good position earlier on in the season. 29 points this week, final total 2,297.
Lowest score in the top 10.
Oh, how times, Benny boy. Up to 9 this week, storming in with a whopping 91 points. The Tiny Terriers, Jack Campbell, to end the season with 2,305 points. Well done, Gary Lee. The only person not moving this week in the top 10 is Sebi Simsimi at number 8. Not going anywhere up and down that chimney. 58 points for the week and 2,324 points overall. Up to 7 this week, and that chart is Bala Briggs team. 73 points in the game week, 2,338 points to finish the season on. Down, the mighty Reds wannabes, Andrew Mercer. 43 points in 6th this week with 2,353 points overall for his overall now. Bill City FC only 2 points ahead. Billy Mottram 2,355 points total, 60 points in the game week. Ali Aubameyang Super Season Wacky up to 461 points, 2,362. And then at the top, we've got a 64 Zoo Lane scenario here. Throwing that in lane. Look at that rascal. You can appreciate that one, Brittany. Gunning Stand, Santos Kanake back up to 3rd this week. What an implosion that man has had at the end of the season. 2,367 points. 20 points ahead. Gulshan J, you talking to me, 2,387. And again, if they got, I'm a bit lost again. They've all got the same points total, but there's been a change at the top. Garpatron, Gary Watson, must have been a -4 in there somewhere to end the season with 2,389 points, only 2 points in it, a fraction of a midget's Willie, a ball hair away from losing the league in the last week. Well done, great mate, you are the champion.
Well done, Gary Watson, aka Garthatron. And yes, Gary did get in touch. Very well done, Gaz. By the sounds of it, he doesn't watch. So, but well done anyway. Claiming his Premier League shirt of the season, so he is a Spurs fan. Yes, very Spursy. So
come on, you Spurs!
it is the only thing Spurs will be winning, and that he will be getting
The
from
Champions
Spurs.
League trophy.
No,
Come on.
this season, because of course we all know Liverpool will be winning their sixth title, God willing, on June the 1st against Tottenham Hotspur in Madrid. Yeah, they are pinning their hopes on our away form being poor, and they're counting it as an away game. Yeah, so
neutral ground.
yeah,
Okay.
But apparently they've been playing away all season, so they should be
You
used
dirty
to it.
bastards.
Yeah. But yeah, interesting top 10. Jack Kendall, well done. Tiny Terriers, late surge. I'd say him again like Garthatron. Gary was second, 2 points behind, and he's managed to get ahead with the 2 points. So the -4, somebody somewhere hurt Gulshan Jane. I think he did take a -4.
Yeah.
And Tiny Terriers, Jack Kendall with, I think, did he play a triple captain or a bench boost or something?
Bench boost, I think it was.
Very well played, yeah. So fantastic. Great running. I finished in the end. I finished 12th. Well, we'll do that when we get to mine. But let's do. We're not doing the lowest points of the week because the lowest this week again was the same as last week. Isaac Amoa Kings. So by the sounds of it, I think he's given up on his team and the season by this point. So the highest. Riz, you want to tell us about the highest?
Kill quick with Khalid Johnson, 36th overall. 2,138 points, but massive 113 points in game.
Very good, yeah.
Now, this dude has really set everyone apart because he's got his defence there with Trent Alexander-Arnold smashing it out with 15 points, Robertson, he's gone with Laporte who scored as well, Mane with captain, and obviously Redmond being the differential. I'm guessing he played bench boost because
he did, started the bench boost.
Yeah. Pereira, Etheridge as well.
Yeah.
Smash that win against bloody United. But he's done really well there. I think he's got a good mixture, and some of the players you probably wouldn't expect to get the points have really made the difference, like Redmond, like Etheridge. So,
pretty much just the 3 players, Longshot and Jimenez, who didn't really come through. I mean, Madison, you can say he got him the 3. So yeah, fantastic. Well done, Khalil Johnson. Yeah. Liam Johnson.
I had a very interesting week this week in terms of my FPL.
He's got new strategy here. Pay attention. Dying weeks.
Yeah.
Killer strategy here. Tell us about it, Liam.
We filmed earlier last week, though you didn't see it because the episode died. Filmed earlier last week. Delayed till Sunday. Went out Friday night. That was all fine. Went out Saturday night to a 50th. Ended up on the red wine at about midnight. Woke up, watched the Old Firm game, and then suddenly went, "When's the deadline?" 2 o'clock. What time is it? 2:15. So, red wine hangover, guys, is the way to go because the transfers that I would have made would have massively done me a shitter. I would have lost out across the board. So, 72 points for the game week. The captaincy pick paid off. I was shitting it because I didn't know who I'd left it on. But captaincy and Barney paid off. Pereira was going to go out for Laporte, got 1 point extra. Long was going to come in for somebody, only got the 1 point instead of 2 for Jimenez and Wilson, so that paid off. The only one was Redmond for Decore, which would have been an 8-pointer swing in that direction, but I'm not too fussed. Overall, I couldn't have had three Southampton anyway. So 72 points for the game week, up 3 to 59, so I was out of the 60s, which I was happy about. 2,046 points overall, in the overall rank, up 172k to 1.35 overall.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we'll talk about our individual seasons in a bit, see where we went wrong and what we did and stuff. Mine, 61 points, 10 above the average. Fairly happy with that. The only thing was my differentials in the form of Vardy, Wood, Digne,
Miljevic.
Miljevic done nothing since I've had him in.
I brought him in for Steve's team and I was surprised how he slacked off.
Jack, absolute Jack. So yeah, the differential. Ironically, the one if I had kept, I brought in Salah for Eriksen. If I had kept Eriksen, he scored, he got some points, and he was very much a differential. He would have pushed me up a little bit more. But as it stands, I finished the season, moved down 1 to 12th in the FTB League. Not too bad, not too disappointed. 2,276, which is my highest points tally ever. Down, minor, very minor red arrows of 3k to 88.8k, so 88,800 and something I finished on overall, which I'm very, very pleased with. I would have liked to have finished closer to 50k where I was early on in the season. I was hanging about there, but to finish inside the top 100k, again, it's my best ever finish by a long shot. I think the closest I've come before without ever realising is about 200 and something. So, first season taking it seriously, I'm pretty happy. Decent.
Well done, sir.
It is.
Well done, sir. Me, I have got the same points as Thalek, but only disappointment against captain pick. Again, 3 weeks on the bounce, just picking duff captains.
Triple captain, yeah. I actually would have picked,
I mean, I can see the reason why I went Sterling, but possibly one of them. I mean, I think when I said I'm going to pick Redmond as captain, I picked Redmond, and his bad luck's just carried for the rest of them. But no, great deal to talk about. I mean, obviously, Laporte scored, Van Dijk, Fabianski did well, Mane's goals, everything else is just below par. But 61 points, can't grumble. Down 2 places to 17th overall, not too bad. 2-2-3-7. Like I was saying before, I'm only about 39 points behind you, but considering the season I've had, it's not too bad. Down 4k to 162k overall. Pretty decent, pretty happy given the way my team was and what I did with it and who I gave it to. So.
Definitely, and here's one thing you did do with it, because I was totting it up earlier on. I had a look. These are our transfers, Riz, that we made. Yeah, so I'm going to run through. I made the most transfers this season, 46 transfers, of which I took a minus 48 point hit. Yeah, so added that to where, if I add 48 to that, so it'd be 2-3-20 near enough, 2-3-20, so that would bring me into round about 8th. Yeah. So I could have finished in the top 10 if I hadn't taken so many hits, but the way I'm looking at it, if I hadn't taken those hits, I wouldn't be where I am right now. Riz, 42 transfers. Yeah, so in my respect, in my regard, much better, kept a handle on my transfers this season. Didn't go mad like last season, and that's why, thankfully, I didn't finish 1.5 million again. But yeah, 42 transfers, but that includes minus 36, but in that minus 36 was Keith's mad minus 16, where he kept taking and putting back in Harry Kane several times. So really, in essence, a minus 20, which is very decent, very good. Yeah, so minus 20, but where would that put you then if you add it to your points? 22.57, 22.57, still just outside top 10.
13, 14.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, well, a bit closer to me, just 20 points off me then. Yeah, so decent. Liam, 30, very frugal, 38 transfers again, and only a minus 24.
It's the first season I've ever taken hits, to be honest. I'm very averse to it. 38 transfers. I mean, there would have been 2 more, but I was hungover on red wine. So it would have been. Victor's my drink. So 38 transfers. That's one a week, isn't it? One per game week.
One per game week.
So I've used them all as and when, really.
Decent, it's decent. So
What was that with the minus 24?
Minus 24 was your hits. So they came pretty much towards the end of the season.
So 270.
You done well on that.
And I put all our ranks in the group and everything, didn't I? I don't know.
Got it here.
Yeah. Overall points, where we finished and everything, our personal best. You can have a look at our ranks if you're really that bothered, where we finished in comparison to the rest of the season. But let's go ahead then. Season review. Quick one on your best transfers or your favourite, your worst transfers, and any you're glad you never owned, and anything else pretty much. Anyone, take it away. We've got a few minutes in this.
I'll start off with, I'll say Alisson, because as soon as I got Alisson from day dot, why? But new to the league, I knew a bit about him. I just thought, I had a feeling something was going to happen with him. So
did you get him in right from the start?
From
game
day
week
dot.
one? Wow.
Set it and forget it.
Dead on.
Impressive.
So dead
Impressive.
on. I just thought I'd go with that because possibly it might give me something. Worst one probably at times having Pogba. Not really doing much for me, but then again I could probably say most of the United players, apart from that little run at the beginning when Ole came in. But I think one player I probably should have got earlier on in the season would have been Sterling or Aguero. I missed out on the big points early on in the season.
Yeah, because you didn't have any premium striker early on either, did you?
Budget strikers, so that's probably maybe one of my regrets. But yeah.
Right. Glad you never owned.
Glad I never owned. This is a good question. Don't know, to be honest with you. It's a tricky one.
Because you end up owning pretty much anyone. But is there anyone that you didn't own that was of the
Trippier
picks? Trippier
from Spurs. I'm probably glad I didn't own him.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people were on his hype. Probably glad I didn't own him. So yeah, that'll do me for now.
Lessons learned? Any lessons learned or anything? Or do you want to think about that?
Don't give my team to anyone.
Don't let Crazy Keith have it.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Keith, get your own team this year.
Yeah.
Liam.
Best transfer, same as Rich to be honest. Somebody from Liverpool coming in, probably Alisson. I had Pickford and whoever the other one was at the start, Foster I think it was. Brought Alisson in and just left it alone. Much the same with Mane and I think I had Robertson from the start as well. But yeah, just Liverpool at points unfortunately. But Alisson, he took care of one position. Worst signing. Let me give you a run through. Ericsson, Bilver, Moura, Richarlison, Mitrovic, Barkley, Pogba, Hazard, Rondon, Anderson, Rice. All people that had enough points that did fuck all.
That's a wrong part of the season, yeah. Because I would say Mitrovic.
Yeah, they might not have had bad things, but he had a good run for 4 weeks, and I went, oh, come on then, you did shit all. Honourable mention, Success. Thanks, Tarek.
Success.
Yeah, Success, and he's alright, didn't fucking play again for about 6 months.
That's true, actually. Did he leave?
No, he's still there. No, he's
still there.
They brought him back. They brought him back.
Well, back when Thingy got sent off. Dini.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Chris. Nice segue. My official worst sign of the season, Troy fucking Deeney.
Okay.
1 week, got red carded, -2,
Brilliant.
no appeal, didn't play again till the end of the fucking season.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Hey.
Deeney's my worst signing.
Who did you stay away from?
I had everybody. I was looking through everything. I had Pedro at one point as well.
I had Pedro.
Fucking everybody.
Yeah.
In some of the terms that I wish I had, I ended up having everybody. And even minor differentials for a bit.
Yeah.
But,
Any you glad you avoided?
I had everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
Bit I know I'm a right man slag. KDB, because of his injuries.
Yeah.
When he kept coming back. False dawns.
Fair play.
Jorginho and Higuain again. False dawns, false starts. But I had everybody pretty much. There's nobody really that I'm too gutted that I didn't.
Ah, right. Any lessons learnt?
Don't get depression in the middle of the season. Fucks you over.
Good tip. Yes.
Or drink too much beer or wine.
Yeah, definitely a good tip.
Yeah, don't go full Mourinho is what I'm advising.
And hopefully not because of the game itself. Yeah, it's getting you that down that much just to take a break.
No. just a general vibe. Yeah.
Mine, a tough one with best or worst because I could pick 2 players who brought me returns, but then hit me as well. So those were initially was Shaqiri. Did that fantastic 14-pointer against United, and then off the back of that I kept him for God knows how long, far too long, and he did nothing for about 8 weeks. Similarly, Digne, I really like Digne now though, because the first time I brought him in for a -4, and he got himself sent off for the second time I believe, and got himself a -3 as well, so he cost me -7 and did nothing else, so I got rid of him. But recently, these last few weeks on Everton's upturn, got him back in, and he's just been getting double figures apart from this last week, which I forgive him for, fine, but about 3 or 4 double-figure returns on the trot, so very much could have been the best or worst. But best transfers, I've got to say, and I'm feeling quite proud of myself, is getting in early on Pogba, Rashford and Son, and then not going back in for them second time round.
Fair play.
Yeah, so I really capitalised, and I was having a look at my points because I'm a nerd like this. I've made a spreadsheet with all my season tally of my points and game week rank and everything, and that middle of the season, just after Christmas actually, was my worst period. So if I hadn't have had the points from those three players I mentioned, it would have been even worse, and maybe if I'd have brought them back in, it would have got even worse. But best transfer, who should I go for? I'm going to probably go for Pogba. Because he got me the points and then I got rid of him at the right time and didn't get back in. Worst transfer, I'll go with Shaqiri. I kept hold of him far too long and I should have got somebody else in. Glad I never owned, and this was the same I did in the mid-season review, was Richarlison, getting in on the hype on Richarlison, because he's done nothing since those early few inconsistent returns. Lessons learned then, for me, I've been quite happy because I stuck to my strategy of give up any transfer, any player 3 weeks minimum and see how they do. So no knee-jerk reactions, nothing like that. So I'm glad I stuck to that, and that gave me a bit of the consistency, a bit of patience. But I think the one now is going to be not to hang on to players too long. We'll talk a bit more about that at the end because I had something I wanted to mention, but it's gone out of my mind. Next season, let's talk about next season quickly then. Player positions, player prices, what your thoughts, Riz? Have you had a chance to think about it, you, Liam?
Yeah, I think fairly obvious ones. Liverpool, right back, left back.
Whole defence.
Whole defence. I think I can probably see VVD going up to 6.5, starting at that.
I think that a minimum, because
if you think about Alonso at one point was 7.0.
Popular opinion is that Trent and Robertson and Van Dijk may be as high as 7.5. Some people even thinking 8, because it's the first time the defender's broken the.
Yeah, but I think 8 would
be ridiculous.
I think 8 would take away too much. I think 6.5 was about right for both of them.
If they are at that point,
I think
that's far too cheap because all of
Trent will probably go to 6.
Yeah, I think that's a minimum. I think you're being very generous there.
No, but I'm just saying you got to be realistic, because if you're looking at defensively points, because you've got Liverpool players there, price is going to go up. I think Mane is going to go up, and I think Salah's going to come down, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. I don't think he's going to be at 13 to start off with next season. And that's just my opinion. I think Alisson is going to go up as well, because he came in at a base rate, to be honest with you, for a goalkeeper. So pretty much all of Liverpool's back line, maybe with the exception of like Gomez or Matip and stuff like that.
The second.
The main three, Robertson, Trent, VVD, and you can probably put the keeper in there. Going to go up, definitely, and I think they're all going to go up by at least 1 million. If not 1.5 max.
I'm thinking 7.57 mark, easy, because of the points return. I mean,
it'll price everyone out of the market.
It's going to give you decisions, isn't it?
It is,
because the defenders are scoring that highly, Trent and Robertson, so it provides value. So they've got to give it that much, because otherwise it's absolute bargain. Over, if they're only at 6.5 and giving you a close to 200-point return, which no other striker.
No, it's true. But then again, it's that gamble, isn't it?
Yeah. But 1 point, I did mention. I think for me, next season, set and forget goalkeeper is the way to go. I think.
Yeah, I think
you need that. You mess about too much with that.
This season, last season we had Fabianski, who worked with the rotation with the keepers. This season, there's nobody been that consistent. Nobody been in that, like I kept mentioning. I bring in bloody Hanger's gone, and when he's in form, and then it goes completely out of form. Yeah, so set and forget for me, and I think a lineup possibly of a back four consisting of Trent and Robertson, Laporte and Edison. And I think I am going to be going defence heavy, minimum 4.
Fair
so I'll play a 4-4-2 or a 4-5-1.
Having said that, your set and forget keepers, Edison is probably likely to go up in price wise. I think Wolves players, Doherty, definitely going to go up from where he was. It was a bargain.
Yeah.
I don't want Bissaka.
Yeah.
Going to go up.
definitely, yeah.
Raul Jimenez.
Yeah, I think all
Right,
those
will
players,
go up.
the Wolves players, are going to go up, with the exception of possibly the ones who weren't as popular, like Willy Bolly,
Yeah.
might become the bargain one.
Moutinho.
Cody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Connor Cody, yeah.
I think Jota might even stay where he is, to be honest with you. I wasn't. He did well.
Finished the season
Finished
well,
well.
just didn't get
Well,
the
his
returns.
returns weren't that
Yeah.
much in terms of the teams there. Spurs players.
Crap, I mean, they were way overpriced. The whole defence was, every defender was 6.
Yeah.
I think they'll remain there.
I think they should be cheaper because their defence was crap all season.
Apart from maybe Mora, you probably find going up.
Mora's
to
going to go up, Son's
Mora
going to
will
go
go
up. Kane, I reckon, should come down to 12 at least.
given his injuries. And
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
been injured all season, so, and that's the other talk, is that Salah will be reclassed as a forward. Yeah, so he could come in at similar 12.5, possibly 13.
If he's classed as a forward, then you're laughing because
Mm.
that sorts your strike out straight away because
Yeah.
you've got one extra in midfield.
Yeah, so whether you go,
Yeah.
you know, Robertson, Mane, Salah, yeah, gives you an extra
Gives
slot in
you
midfield, doesn't it?
Stein.
Yeah.
The only thing that you may well not get from Salah is the clean sheet bonus that you do from a midfielder.
Yeah, yeah.
Other than that, it's not too bad.
And he doesn't get the most bonus points either, so,
No.
yeah. We'll see, obviously, I'm
Your mate might go up. Your mate might go up. Pickford.
Pickford.
And
Didier-
Pereira.
Didier
Didier.
Coleman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sigurdsson, I think actually Sigurdsson was very underrated. He was one of the team of the season in terms of points scored. Yeah, so he Sigurdsson should be coming up to maybe 8.5, 9 even. Yeah, he was 7 point something, wasn't he, this year? 7.5
Yeah.
he starts
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
He's done well there. There
interesting.
are a lot of players there that you can choose. Players out of position next season. I mean, you said Salah go. Anyone else other than
It's going to be a case of looking at the fullbacks who play midfield again, like Schlupp for Palace and I can't remember the other one. Pereira's been playing left wing for Leicester.
yeah.
And see if any of the new clubs, promoted clubs, that's going to be exciting as well.
Yeah, Pookie at Norwich. You know, he's shit for Celtic, but he's banged him in all season, hasn't he?
Yeah.
It just reminds, every time you say that, it reminds me of, remember Chef Kikuchi? Sheffield United, was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chef Kikuchi, you don't know him? Come on.
No.
Got to be old enough for that.
No.
No, he was a big lump of Sheffield United, yeah. And he used to do alright, he used to get
Done
well.
well,
Yeah.
to be honest with you.
Yeah, so, but this guy, Pookie, is he also Scandinavian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so save, yeah. So
5-5, I reckon. Coming up, which is a good shot.
that's where the bargains are going to be, isn't it? In the
Yeah.
promoted
Billy Sharp
clubs.
as well, couple of defenders.
Yeah.
Goalkeeper, I tell you now, United reserve keeper Dean Henderson at Sheffield United is worth a punt.
Right.
Rumour has it he is still going to stay on loan at Bramall Lane.
Yeah.
Sheffield United's ground. He's going to be on loan to Sheffield United in the Premier League. Good experience, 23-year-old, one to watch out for.
Haven't you got another player on loan at one of the playoff clubs?
Can't remember.
I'm sure I was reading it. One of the playoff teams.
We'll
you know,
probably
got
have,
your players.
but I think him, if you're looking for a decent keeper, Sheffield United normally defend doggedly anyway. But the shot.
I think interestingly, depending on what team comes up, it's what Chelsea do. Because they start their transfer ban
Yeah.
this time. And I think they've got, is it Abraham? Is he Chelsea? And
Sam
Mount,
Aston Villa is on loan.
Mount as well as Chelsea, I think, at
Yes,
Derby.
yes,
So it
yeah.
depends who comes up, but you're going to end up with maybe lads like that coming into Chelsea's setup because they need to be
Yeah.
while they stay with the loan clubs.
I don't think so. I think with Chelsea it's going to be different because they're in a dilemma. They're in between like a rock and a hard place because one is you've got the transfer embargo. As long as that doesn't get overturned or anything like that, Hazard potentially leaving. Then there's all that talk about giving Loftus-Cheek and Odoi chances. So why are they going to bring more youth back when they could get?
Ruben Loftus-Cheek came into the fold, was a bit of a form player for a little while.
Yeah, last week
might
he
get a
did
chance. Kovac is probably going to go back.
He's
isn't
going
he?
back to Madrid,
Yeah.
especially if they got that embargo.
He's
The other one to
Portugal.
look out for is Christian Pulisic, who's going to come over to Chelsea.
Yeah, he said his goodbye.
Really,
to
really
Dortmund,
good.
yeah.
I think he'll start off at 8.
But the thing is, he just loves Higuain. He's
He's like a father figure to him, isn't he?
is this fat spoilt kid. Yeah, and he should just wake up and think he's doing jack for him, absolutely
He's
jack.
he's lost his pace and ability.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. But I mean, okay, I'll make an admission here that maybe I was wrong about Hazard because he's up there. He's up there as one of the highest point scorers.
He's done well.
Well, yeah, I think, to be fair to you, I think we're all guilty of like certain aspects of that because remember that Salah situation, like the first 8 game weeks. Salah's
Yes.
not doing it, Salah's not turning it on.
He was only getting the odd
Salah's
goal.
not getting there, Salah's
One
not
goal, one assist he was getting.
But most people kept Salah, and those that kept him from the beginning
benefited.
benefited. The hat-trick benefited a lot of people. People took him out, then brought him back in, and he ended up with the most points again.
Yeah,
You
fair enough, yeah.
It's one of them. I mean, players like Hazard, Salah, you could probably argue Aguero, Mane as well.
Aubameyang.
These kind of players, yeah, they're going to be hit and miss. Not every single game they're going to get you returns, but if you look at it as a 38 game week tally,
yeah. So this is what, this
is
the
where you
now
have
then.
to bring it. But then, I think it's from an FPL manager's point of view. I think you have to be more tactical because you then decide where you captain them or where you play them or which game
That's
you
the
don't play.
biggest thing is the captaincy picks. That's the biggest area where I've been disappointed not being able to pick. Early on, got Aguero's 20-pointer away to Cardiff, wherever it was. But on the whole, I've missed.
No, that's it. That's what I'm saying. So for again, talking about lessons learned, that is one of the things for me as well. To look at that one potentially, maybe sometimes choose wisely what fixtures because I mean some of the games was like, no, sorry, leave him in there. He'll just hope for the best. But maybe
Well, before
year.
we move on to form versus fixture, then I was going to say, have we been short-sighted and naive then in only thinking that a goalkeeper should be set and forget? Should we now have the likes of Hazard and Aubameyang, who looked sketchy all season, but are up there? I mean, Aubameyang's golden boot, scored the same amount of goals as Mane and
Yeah and no. In the sense that in hindsight, looking at the overall tally they've got for the 38 games in the year, no, in the sense that if they're playing against specific teams or they're not really doing it in form, you might go 4 weeks without getting anything, whereas you might potentially have someone on your bench that you can just transfer and put in.
possibly.
So it's one of them, it's a double edge.
'Cause,
long term, short term, if you've got a decent replacement, then why not?
Because Hazard, I'm sure there's more than just him, notoriously, didn't fire against the top six.
Top six,
So something to think about. But form over fixtures, and this was something I clocked onto very, not early, but I'd say into the new year. I thought, and a lot of people suffered for it, even right up until this last week when they got in and captained United players against Cardiff and against Huddersfield. Form versus fixtures. Now, what do I mean by that? Basically, do you pick the informed player and the informed team to select from, or do you pick players who have got the easy matches, the supposed easy fixtures? Well, I think that United one epitomises it totally because United were bang out of form up against two of the easiest, arguably, easiest fixtures.
Should be.
But both of those teams, Cardiff and Huddersfield, were
relegated.
They were already relegated, so they weren't the weakest teams anymore. They were playing with a bit of freedom, especially Cardiff had stiffened up quite a while ago.
They look really good.
So I think that's one of the big lessons learned is personally I will be going for the form player rather than the easy fixture. Because that, especially in some, if you look at City versus Palace got the wins in that game. There's a couple of other things like that.
Momentum in it. If a team or a player's got momentum, then I think it's one of them. But it's that same thing with Liverpool Huddersfield, like that debate about do we go with attackers, do we go with defenders, because we're all in shit hot form.
We're going to have a
choice
choice.
with going with the attackers
all the way through.
So it's just about being a bit savvy and making the right decisions.
Final words and final thoughts?
Oh, Liam, you were quiet, man.
Yes.
You were quiet. Show, man.
Close the season.
Emotional and depression. Come on.
Close the show and the season for us.
Glad it's all over, in the words of Captain Sensible. Bookend this season, honestly.
Yes, it has been particularly tough for Liam. Hopefully a better season next season.
Come on, son.
This is
It does. Well, no, it's true. It could happen to anyone because I feel.
Also, if you look at my shit, the numbers aren't that bad.
They're not. They're not.
Just compared to this league.
Yeah, he's done well.
But I mean, when I'm talking about being over the 1 million, it's so easy to get stuck in that because a lot of the supposed top players, FPL General was one, has had a really bad season this season. And I can't remember Jay Eggersdorf, who I used to watch, who is really good. I think he's another one. He's had a terrible season, and it comes down to, I think, a good start, and that's where I feel I've benefited this season. I'm as high as I have been because of the good start I had in the first few weeks. So that is crucial, I think, is do your research, pick your players, don't overthink it, and then settle for a bit. Have a bit of patience for the first few weeks, see how they do, and see if you can get a good start.
And stay off the window.
Yeah, that's just a life lesson there.
Well, Leo.
Chip usage, quick one then before we finish. Chips.
I think it paid off towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
Doing them early, like you said, you get your points on the board, but you're better off doing them later on when nobody else has used them yet. You've got more of an idea of what's going on. Yeah, I think it worked out well.
Yeah.
Especially the wild card for the bench boost. That was a new one for me that I hadn't done before. But I did like that. That really paid off. So I was
strategy.
A massive fan of that one.
Chips didn't pay off for me this season as well as they have previously, but still, nevertheless, one of them came through. Was it triple captain? I think came through for me. Yeah. So
you had Mane in it that week.
Mane.
Yes.
We went.
You guys went with that.
Yeah. So massive improvement on my 3 points of previous seasons.
I was just left with Keith not using any chips. So I was just like, shit, I need to use these somehow, somewhere, get them fitted in.
Like Brewster's Millions.
I had to use like wildcard, just like being ready to use them.
Yeah.
But I think the bench boost paid off. Triple captain and
Definitely.
all that. Bench boost was good.
Definitely. We'll leave it there. Hope you've enjoyed the show this season.
Shed a tear or two, T?
I don't think so. I hope it's been useful and you've benefited in some way. Yeah. Nobody's ever got in touch and told us. Yeah.
Apart from Miguel, fuck you.
Miguel actually started doing well once he started following our advice. Yeah, God knows what he's doing early. Yeah. Bit of a bromance going on here, so maybe maybe next year it might be the Liam and Miguel show.
Mi corazón. Te amo.
But we'll leave it there. Thank you for watching and goodbye.
Bye.